Hello, my name is Mimi Strobel, and welcome to another episode of FTB Interactions, still in the void, still on the FTOG server. In between, I did a lot of building. I finished basically all of the factory buildings around the square. I moved everything that was in the square out and into the building, so the square is now an area where we can do Astral Sorcery, which needs to be in the open air, of course, because it needs access to the stars. And that means everything is now nicely housed inside one of my factory buildings. I still have to do the stone ones in the corner. I'm not yet sure about how we'll finish those, but we'll figure something out for that. Also, the basement basically. I'm probably going to change that up. I made these ramps, but I don't know. We'll see. If you want to know about the roofs, I tried a few things. I did tell you about that red rock, I think, red stone it is, that I wanted to use. But then I actually found something much better, which was purely by accident because I had red cobblestone on the roofs initially as a placeholder, and it looked quite good. So I went into little tiles. I don't know if you're aware of the mod. If you know it, it's a bit like chiseling bits, and it's really not that hard. It's really cool mod. So I did use a little bit of iron for the tiles bag. This doesn't actually work. You can't chisel this into the little bag. It says here, but it won't do it. So not sure why. But this is just some iron and lapis, which you're not gonna need this to hold all your materials. And then you do need a little chisel, and that is basically this an architect chisel, which is basically a regular chisel. So that's very cheap. Now here you put your materials that you want to use. In this case I have cobblestone that has been chiseled to prism and colors. And I use red dye, which comes from this red dye chicken. It's actually not active right now, but these are 16, 10, 10, 10 red dye chickens. And I actually made this for the senses that you can see it has, which I used to make glowstone. So. And then when you take the chisel itself, you select the material, which either comes from your inventory or from the ingredients in the bag, and you decide the color, which can also be just white if you want, but I went for this red, because I think this looks really nice. And my mode is currently on slice. You can do a box. Let's see if I want to do a box from here. I just right click to here. There's a box. Undo. Now if you switch it to the slice mode, you can actually make basically diagonal slices like this. Pretty cool. And it's currently in this direction, but you can also rotate to become the other directions that you want to use. And this is what I use for the roof tiles, because I think this kind of looks like shingles. So everything is moved. I made a bunch of golden chests because this is where our storage is going to be for now, probably in the long term as well. I mean, some of it's going to be in barrels, some of it's going to be in chests. These can be upgraded later to diamond. I made the crafting station, which is just a normal crafting table next to the pure daisy, because this has access to my tools from CrackTech, and I'm gonna need this a lot for crafting initially. And I think that's more or less it. So that's where currently Botania and Thumbcraft are, Astral Sorcery, food and potions, chickens and a villager. That one is empty, that one is empty. Now, last episode we set up the coke oven bricks at the end, and I did let it run for a little bit, but you know, we have 5 stacks of coke, which is good, but we're almost out of wood. So this episode I'm gonna get better wood production and better steam production, because you may notice that we're back to the small steam coal boiler after the other one exploded. I thought it had cooled down. I was being blind and I used a reservoir and it blew up. I actually lost the reservoir in the explosion, but luckily Harris would let me use their assembler The ingredients are easy. I can make a bucket and copper plates. The redstone servo is just alloy wire and iron ring. So, but you need an assembling machine, which I don't have yet, but I really needed my reservoir back. So, yeah, I was very glad that I could use his assembler. But we need a better way for Steam. And that's basically what the questbook wants us to do here as well. Fully automated Steam. And we have done the barrels, we have done the coke ovens, we have done these, although I'm not going to use them. But we need, first of all, logs. And the best way for logs right now is to make a tree beacon. So there are a few things that we need before we can make the tree beacon. We have the mineral leaves, but the first thing we're going to make now is Starlight. And we're going to make a light well for that, which is iron plates and some marble, a basic lens, which is really just glass panes, and one of the crystals that we have. And it's actually not too light to do this. Yes, thank you. Okay, I also need to make a glass pane. And I'm gonna put you down right here for now. And there's a bunch of things that you can use the light well for. Mostly we're gonna use it for liquid starlight using yellow niter. I have a bunch of yellow niter because I was making more glowstone. So that's an easy, cheap source. And we need a full bucket and we need a lens which I made. We have a, we need this one. The lens, greatwood sapling. We don't have greatwood saplings. I haven't come across them yet in my explorations. As you can see, I also moved this a bit and I put sand here. I don't think I placed my saplings on that right. No, because this is just a lot easier for now when making glass, and I used, of course, a ton of glass finishing up the factories. And until we get LV power, this is just the easiest way to do it. Speed this up a little bit. Because I can use the wand, right? The building wand, and just have the glass placed at once. And there we have greatwood saplings. Oh, I want to break you. That is actually not bad. This is still the same first piece of yellow niter I put in there. That is pretty good. And we complete the quest, and I forgot the mineral saplings. By the way, if you're holding a bucket of that starlight, you get slowness effect. I don't know if the glove will help, but you don't take damage from it, so it's not that bad. Also, we're gonna need a bunch more starlight in the future. So this is just temporary. Because starlight is really good for gems and different materials that we're gonna make in the future. I'm gonna place this here for now. Like the questbook said, it does need access to starlight, which it does have, as you can see from the nice effects. Now we just need a bit of dirt and a sapling. That should be sufficient. Ticket. Now this is now an Astral Sorcery tree. You can see it from the nice glowy leaves, semi-transparent. And this basically is enough, because this is now going to drop us materials. And now that we made the tree beacon, we do get an advanced item collector and item filter. And that is something I was really looking forward, because I was going to make the vacuumulator, which is not that hard. It's tin and LV machine and some servos. Because the item collector itself is not quite accessible. You need machine parts which require HV machine hull, and it's an infusion crafting. Now this should drop us items, and you can see that there's wood laying on top of here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the chest here with the item collector, and that should pick up all of the items, right? Now the radius, can I see the radius or not? No. Um, this is the x-axis, is north. Sorry, it's east-west is the x-axis. So I'm gonna increase the x a bit more. Why does it need to be that big? 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it counts this as 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go for 8. Might reduce select a little bit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 the radius. And everything will come into this chest nicely. And from this chest, I'm gonna pull out the items into these barrels here. This is the barrel with oak block, oak wood, and this is a barrel that's gonna get all the oak saplings. We might get... Should I do apples? We might get apples. We'll see. I'm gonna let this run for a bit, and I did bring a trash can, which is a really simple stone chest and a cobblestone. But I'm not gonna place it down for now, because I want to know if we get apples. Now, this is a very nice block to be speeding up. You should see items dropping faster. But of course, being pulled out quite rapidly. I'm just gonna let this sit here for a while and find out if we get apples. If we get sticks. Apples, I might want to keep apples. And I definitely want to keep the saplings. Now that we got wood going, we need to start using it, and for that we need to make the large bronze boiler, which are these parts. Now, apart from a bunch of bronze and other, we've already done all these parts, I think. We haven't done a bronze frame yet, but those aren't that hard. Just plates and rods. We need a lot of bronze piping. We need 23 bronze machine casings. We've done the input buses, output edges, etc. We've done that. So that's not that hard. It's just a lot of crafting, really. And same with the aqueous accumulator, because we need water. And we need a continuous supply of water. And LV machine casing we've done. Structural glass is reinforced glass with steel plates. And reinforced glass is glass dust with advanced alloy plate. We should have one left, so this shouldn't be too hard to do. Electric motor, which is just a lot of crafting, really. I'm not gonna bore you with that. About 90 minutes of crafting later, boy, aren't you glad I cut videos. Especially all these micro parts that you need to make the tin stuff, the rotors. It's a lot of work. I hope I can automate that soon. But I now have all the parts, and I'm gonna make the large bronze boiler here. Now if you look in JI, it actually shows you what it can look like. But as the quest book has told us, we can also shift right click and get an in-world preview. Now we need 2 fluid input hatches, 1 for creosote oil and 1 for water. I'm gonna put it here. Also an item input bus for the coalcoke. The rest of the floor is gonna be these heat-proof casings. Then we're gonna have in the center, and I think I'm gonna put my output hatch for steam. I think it's on this side. Actually, if I press this, yes, we should be able to see that's here. And then the rest of the block is made up with bronze machine casings. And now it tells us it is complete. Heat efficiency 100, modified throttle. I put less steam, but the fuel efficiency is low. Why would I want to do that? Okay, now I have also made 2 steel drums. I want one of them to capture the steam, and I want one of them to capture water. Ah, there it is. I was wondering why it wouldn't show me. It doesn't show you the hatches anymore, except for the one probe here at the top. One for water, and I think I'm gonna set up my water source here. So, aqueous accumulator in the center. How are you already boiling? Get it. Because this one shouldn't be generating anything yet, right? No, it doesn't. But if you place two water sources, it should eventually fill it with water. Now, I made these fluid conduits. They're really simple, just some quite clear glass, which is glass and sand in the alloy smelter. But, hello, why don't you connect? But, oh great. They can only do one fluid. Let me place this one last. You can only do one fluid, and they can only... You can't select the color, right? So this is going to be insert. This one is actually pushing. We could try to switch that off. And now they connect, and now we tell it to extract. And now this one should put out the water. Into this drum, which is what I wanted. And then from there, I'm going to extract here and insert there. So now we have water in our fluid tank here. Also from here, insert. I just need access from the bottom so I can enable extract until I have the Yetta or different branch. Okay, so now we have creosote oil and we have water. So our boiler is slowly heating up purely because of the creosote oil, but now we're also going to give it the item name. That's the one. Thank you for giving me the information. Coalcoke, thank you very much. Which is coming out on white if I flip the lever. Like this. Should come out into here. Which is gonna definitely help to increase the temperature. We're not yet making steam because of course steam generates at 100 degrees Celsius. Well, technically it does, but okay. So now we're generating steam, and now I'm gonna get steam to... Oh, those are the wrong connections. The wrong pipes. Steam is a fluid. They're so annoying sometimes to place. There we go. You're extracting, you're inserting. By the way, you don't have to do this because it's already doing both actions. But I like it's clear to show the errors where it's going, but it also prevents lag because it's not going to try and insert anything in there or pull anything from there. So, we have the tank, we have 64 buckets of steam already. Now, I need to get my steam over there and over to other machines in the future, and I have an idea about doing that. And for that, I would like to use a fluid transfer node. However, I need a shifting star for that, and I need the Starlight crafting altar. Now, however, there are other things that I want to use a Starlight crafting altar for. Because the linking tool is also crafted in a Starlight crafting altar. So, I think we should be working on upgrading our Starlight crafting altar. That requires thaumium. Also, I need to go look for more of these rock crystals, but I need thaumium. Now, I wanted to use the machine controller to switch on and off the machine, but it has to be placed on the side of the controller block, and there's no side currently accessible except for the front, which is the only place where you can't place this. So I'm gonna see if I disable you. You're not doing anything because I'm not pulling out any coalcoke. So for now, we're gonna save up on our creosote oil. In between recording sessions, I dug down and I waited for nightfall, and then I just looked around until I found glowing sparkles. And when digging for these really nice Astral Sorcery crystals, and we now have 11 of them, which is pretty cool. The next step, again, is to get thaumium. But to get thaumium, I mean, yes, I can do it. I need Terra and Percantatio, and then just drop in some. Sorry, where is it? Thaumium. Then just drop in some steel or some blue steel, and get flux. But I also think that this is a good time to set up the Essentia smelter, or at least try it. It may happen, it may not happen. I checked the Thaumonomicon. The smeltery itself is available, almost. I just need a few more crystals. I need, let's see, 10 crystals. I need these 10 fee aspects. And I found that with these 6 items, I can get the Vacuous, the Preditio, the Lux, the Motus, the Crystallum of Features. This one has 2 even. This one has 2. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I'm missing one? We'll see. Anyway, I also made these slivers because that's the only way you can get the crystals, right? And to make them, I cooked a stack of Certus quartz into the smelter, then stamped them in the forge hammer, got the Certus quartz and the crafting table, made them into slivers. I'm still gonna get flux for this exercise though. So to get rid of flux, I'm going to the overworld. And you may recall from last time that I set up this diving board. I now extended my area here a little bit with this small hobbit hole where I have niter, where I can do some Thaumcraft safely. Especially as in like 4 or 5 days from now the whole overworld will get reset again, and whatever flux has generated should be gone. So I'm just waiting for this to cook, boil, throw in the bowls, throw in the slivers, and I got vacuous. And I'm just gonna, actually I can go ahead with torches and slivers. Oh, I was missing gellum, but I know I have ice, which has plenty of gellum. And that should complete the Essentia smelting chapter. So now we can learn about the smelter. I need to get no, do I need to get theory? I hope not. The problem with theory is that I need the wood table, and I need infused wood, so I need to drop it into liquid starlight. I can do that. I'm afraid the pig didn't make it. I still have Elfie machine house from quest reward. I had 3 search stone, and I have a cauldron which I'm sure I stole from villagers. That I can do again after the reset. Just had to turn it into a cauldron, and this should be our Essentia smelter. Done. Now, I would like to get on to water jars, as well as the improved distillation, so I do need a research table. It says here infused wood is by dropping any log into liquid starlight, so let's try if it will take rubber wood. We don't use that much. Yeah, it seems to work. So now I could make myself a wooden table, and using scribing tools it's turned into a research table. And it's a quest, I think, yeah, so we can get some paper. The quest wheel is entirely optional. For those that are having trouble progressing, you can grab key essential resources from this area without progressing. Ha! So, do we really want to do the research? We can try. I don't mind it. So, I have run out of paper. Well, that's what you think. Right. This is this is the new mini game, but it's a lot better. So, let's see if we can get some research easily. Fired. See, I don't want to have to craft all these things. So I'm gonna go for the ones that I don't have to craft. See, the total is split evenly. Experience logistics complete. You gain some research points that you can actually see in the book. It's this little button here, and this is what we have so far. However, do we have enough for this? No, because we need alchemy theory. I quite like that. Don't need alchemy theory anymore. There we go. We should have. No? Why don't we get enough? So, I'm not quite sure how the book is expecting this to do. However, we're gonna go in this case for the cauldron to help us with. See if we can get some alchemy. I need herba. I'm just gonna do these quickly. Herba, I have. Gain artifice. Gain 40 alchemy. Perdicio and Pecateccio. We're gonna have to get some flux in this world, apparently. Oh, I have some money. Because I need Pecateccio, which I gonna get from from sand. And I don't want to go back to the overworld for this. Artifice. Methus and Desiderium. So I made a oak podium, which is fairly simple, just some oak, and it has some aspects. Oh, it has actually all the aspects that I need. Ah, because I also picked up this, but I don't need it anymore. So we can do this one. Complete. Oh, 57 alchemy. Got over 130%. Wow, 150%. So I'm not too worried about the rest. Let's just finish this theory. 86 alchemy. Oh, I need Lux and Exanis or Lux and Vacuous. I should have Lux, I should have Vacuous. Yay, we're done. Wow, we got 2 of these even. Cool. Complete. So now we learned water jars and labels. We learned Essentia smelting. But it doesn't tell me about the alembics. I can make jars, which is nice, and I'm gonna definitely use jars. Tubes. No, thank you. Oh, I need to get files first before I can continue into this one. I'm pretty sure I need alembics on this one. I think I'm just gonna make one and see if this works, because I can see the recipe. I can't find it in the book anywhere, so we'll see. Great wood planks, brass plates, not that hard. Bucket, not that hard. Essentia filter, gold plates, silver wood we have, and white carpet. Yeah, this is gonna take a bit of work. Since I can't really tell what's on these, it's gonna be in these water jars, without the special Stormcraft classes, I'm gonna use labels on the jars. Now I have parts to make 16 Essentia filters, and I should have everything for an alembic as well. Which I'm surprised is not a quest. Then, hoping that this glass will work. Should be any kind of pain. We are running out of V here at the moment, but that will restore slowly. What I hadn't realized is that I need the alchemical automation, and for that I need a thorium essential smelter, for which I first need to get the tubes and I need to get the essential centrifuge. So I'm gonna have to do this, but maybe not now. So I'm gonna go for the manual thorium, which requires either 1 steel per thorium or 1 blue steel for 2 thorium, and blue steel is just steel with lapis, 1-on-1. So if I take 4 steel, I should get 4 blue steel, and this should get me 8 lapis. 8 thorium. Now I need 4 times 5 Terra and 5 Precantatio. Terra is easy in dirt. I think for Precantatio I'm gonna take the Lexica Botania, which I can just chisel from books. Can you not have more than one Lexica Botania? Okay. I will bring my books with me. Okay, let's see I got this right. Some dirt, a book. Oh. Phew. Almost threw it. I threw in one too many. Okay. That gives me 2, so now I just need to chisel another book. And throw another dirt. No. I think I just duplicated my book. Let's see if we can have enough starlight for textured altar. Yeah, and it's valid, which is cool. And I get my bucket back, which is cool. So that means we can take this off the list. We can make the shifting star. Probably next episode though. And I also want to see if I can make the linking tool. That should be doable. I'm slightly worried that we might not have enough starlight in this position to make the linking tool. Because we're getting quite close to midnight, but we're still not close to finishing the gap here. It's actually going down. So in this location we won't be able to make our linking tool. But you can see the bar is completely filled up this time. We should be able to get our linking tool. Hey! If you want to know how I did that, I cheated just a little bit, but it's not really cheating. I just built the altar up really, really high, and I linked this chart to it. Because higher up you get more starlight. Now, yes, I have this with me. Now I want to show you why I did this, why I wanted to do this, and I hope this is not a bad idea, because this teleporter is also linked. This teleporter is linked to an Astral Sorcery temple, and it's completely closed off, so I should be fine. But what I want to try, what I want to do is link that to my ore and have it infused. Because now we have the linking tool and we can infuse ores either through liquid starlight, which we will do in the future, or through linking a collector crystal. Now I can try to speed this up a bit maybe. Or not. With particles should say it's working. I don't think this crystal needs starlight access. So I do have yet again an alternative. which is to make the Astral Chicken. And the Astral Chicken, when placed, makes Astral enriched eggs, which can be used for liquid Starlight. So I think we want to have that anyway, because we want tons of the stuff. But also, it's a quest. Ah, here it is. And from this reward, oh, we need an Astral enriched egg. One Astral enriched egg, quest complete, and we get a collector crystal. Now, this should have Starlight access. It's not a lot because it's daytime, right? Let's see if speeding up helps anything here at all. No, doesn't seem to help. Maybe we'll try at night. Oh, I stepped away a bit and it has transformed. And we went from copper ore to dense copper ore. And that's a big deal, because you may recall that we went from copper ore to 2 crushed copper ore to copper dust, and we had 2 ingots per ore. Yeah, so we have doubling. But now, if we use a dense copper ore, we can cook them to become native copper clusters. Native copper clusters can be pulverized into crushed copper ore 2 again. So now we get 2 copper, crushed copper times 2 native copper, so we get ore quadrupling. And actually that should be somewhere in the book. Yeah. But it needs iron ore. It needs iron ore, and then it needs iron cluster, and in the future we'll look into these. With this pack, eventually you should be able to get 64 ingots for 1 ore. 64 times, I don't even know what that's called. You know, you've got tripling, quadrupling, quintupling, sextupling, 64 doubling. Anyway, that's gonna be pretty cool. So we're gonna get more buck from our resources. In the meantime, behind me, I'm trying to get that chicken to be 10, 10, 10, because we want, again, a lot of the Starlight. And if I show you why, is because in the, not in the assembly, in the autoclave, we use this to make crystals, aquamarine, quartz, black quartz, tanzanite. Well, I don't need tanzanite right now. Diamonds. We can make the V crystals. We can make coalcoke quartz from the dust, nether quartz from the dust, lapis from the dust. So the autoclave with liquid Starlight is really useful. And then of course there's assembler recipes, there's chemical bath recipes. We can do the same thing. We can do iron ore into dense iron ore with liquid Starlight instead of binding it to a star. This is not yet appropriate for us. Power, at some point we're going to use liquid Starlight for power. So yeah, I want to have that chicken, and I want to have all the chickens that I can get, and I want to have them all at 10, 10, 10, because I'm greedy like that. Yes, sorry. Next episode we'll also be looking at the Hellfire Kiln, because I believe this can get us 1 steel ingot for 1 crude steel instead of giving us the 3 nuggets, so that's going to be a major boost as well. And other than that, I don't know yet. We'll see. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click that like button. And then until next time, take care. Bye bye.